The Blessed Lord said, I imparted this imperishable yoga to Vivasvan, who then taught it to Manu, who in turn transmitted it to Ikshvaku. The king's sages knew this yoga, which was received in regular succession. That yoga, O destroyer of foes, is now lost due to a long lapse of time. That ancient yoga itself, which is this, has been taught to you by me today, considering you to be my devotee and friend. For this yoga is a profound secret. Arjuna said, your birth was later, whereas Vivasvan's birth was earlier. How am I to understand that you instructed him in the beginning? The Blessed Lord said, O Arjuna, many lives of mine have passed, and so have yours. I know them all, but you do not know. O scorcher of enemies, though I am birthless and undecaying by nature, and the Lord of beings, yet by subjugating my Prakriti, I take birth through my own Maya. O scion of the Bharata dynasty, whenever there is a decline in virtue and an increase in vice, then I manifest myself, for the protection of the pious, the destruction of the evil-doers, and the establishment of virtue. I manifest myself in every age. He who thus knows truly the divine birth and actions of mine does not get rebirth after casting off the body. He attains me. O Arjuna, many who were devoid of attachment, fear, and anger, who were absorbed in me, who had taken refuge in me, and were purified by the austerity of knowledge, have attained my state, according to the manner in which they approach me. I favor them in that same manner. O son of Partha, humans follow my path in every way, longing for the fruition of their actions, of their rights and duties. They worship the gods here. For, in the human world, success from action comes quickly. The four castes have been created by me through a classification of the gunas and duties. Even though I am the agent of that act of classification, still know me to be non-agentive and changeless. Actions do not taint me, for I have no hankering for the results of actions. One who knows me thus does not become bound by their actions. Thus having known, even the ancient seekers of liberation performed their duties. Therefore, you should undertake action as was performed earlier by the ancients. Even the intelligent are confounded as to what is action and what is inaction. I shall tell you of that action, knowing which you will become free from evil. For there is something to be known even about action, and something to be known about prohibited action, and something needs to be known about inaction. The true nature of action is inscrutable. He who finds inaction in action, and action in inaction, is the wise one, possessed of the knowledge of Brahman. Among men, they are engaged in yoga and are performers of all actions. The wise call him learned whose actions are all devoid of desires and their thoughts, and whose actions have been burned away by the fire of wisdom. Having given up attachment to the results of action, he who is ever content, dependent on nothing, does not really do anything even though he is engaged in action. One who is without solicitation, who has the mind and senses under control, and is totally without possessions, incurs no sin by performing actions merely for the maintenance of the body. Remaining satisfied with what comes unasked for, having transcended the dualities, being free from spite, and balanced under success and failure, he is not bound even by performing actions. The liberated person, who has rid themselves of attachment and whose mind is fixed in knowledge, has their actions undertaken for a sacrifice completely destroyed. The ladle is Brahman, the oblations are Brahman, and the offering is poured by Brahman into the fire of Brahman. He who has concentration on Brahman as the objective can only reach Brahman. Other yogis undertake sacrifice to gods alone, while others offer the self as a sacrifice by themselves. In the fire of Brahman, others offer their organs, such as their ears, etc. In the fires of self-control, others offer the objects, such as sound, etc. in the fires of their organs. Others offer all the activities of the organs and the activities of the vital force into the fire of the yoga of self-control, lit by knowledge. Similarly, others are performers of sacrifices through wealth, through austerity, through yoga, and through study and knowledge. Others are ascetics with severe vows, constantly practicing control of the vital forces by stopping the movements of the outgoing and incoming breaths. Some offer as a sacrifice the outgoing breath into the incoming breath, while still others, the incoming breath into the outgoing breath. Others, having their food regulated, offer the vital forces in the vital forces. All of them are knowers of the sacrifice and have their sins destroyed by the sacrifice. Those who partake of the nectar left over after a sacrifice reach the eternal Brahman. This world ceases to exist for one who does not perform sacrifices. What, then, to speak of the other world, O best among the Kurus? Arjuna. Thus, various kinds of sacrifices are spread at the mouth of the Vedas. Know them all to be born of action. Knowing this, you will become liberated, O destroyer of enemies. Knowledge considered as a sacrifice is greater than sacrifices requiring materials. O son of Piartha, all actions in their totality culminate in knowledge. Know that the wise ones who have realized the truth will impart the knowledge to you through prostration, inquiry, and service. Knowing this, O Pandava, you will not be deluded again in this way, and through it, you will see all beings, without exception, in the self and also in me. Even if you are the worst sinner among all sinners, you can still cross over all wickedness with the raft of knowledge alone. O Arjuna, just as a blazing fire reduces wood to ashes, similarly the fire of knowledge reduces all actions to ashes. Indeed, there is nothing purifying here comparable to knowledge. One who has become perfected over time through yoga realizes that in their own heart, the one who has faith, is diligent, and has control over their organs, attains knowledge. Achieving knowledge, one soon attains supreme peace. One who is ignorant and faithless, and has a doubting mind, perishes. Neither this world nor the next, nor happiness, exists for one who has a doubting mind. O Dhananjaya, Arjuna, actions do not bind one who has renounced actions through yoga, whose doubts have been fully dispelled by knowledge, and who is not inattentive. Therefore, O scion of the Bharata dynasty, take recourse to yoga and rise up, cutting asunder with the sword of knowledge this doubt in your heart, arising from ignorance.